Now for the fourth round of this tournament here, we see Mono Blue Stiflenought versus Zombie Survival Infestation list here. First off, looking at the Dreadnought list, quite the typical Dreadnought list. It has a main annul here, which I find nice. If you expect a lot of enchantment cards that are problematic for you, and in this matchup here, it's definitely worth it. Or if you expect artifact, of course, but I think enchantments are the most powerful types of card in Premodern, as of right now at least. Well, this is the deck of one of the organizers, and I think it looks amazing. And it's Mono Blue Dreadnought, and it has the side plan of making it into like a land destruction deck with the parallax down in the right corner here. I think this in this particular matchup, the annul will be very, very important, and you have two more in the sideboard along with the cursed totems to stop the mana acceleration. So I think this is a good matchup for the Dreadnought deck. Here's the next deck, the Survival Zombie Infestation deck. You see the combo of Scree and Crovican Horror being nicely paired with these two powerful enchantments, of which the deck is named from. You have like a survival package of some dogs and some lizards, and you have some worms, and then you have mana acceleration with the bird. You are also playing black, so you have all the discard abilities from the Duress and the Cabal Therapy. So pretty rock-ish deck here, but I think if you play against a creature deck, this is overwhelming for the creature deck. But in this matchup, I'm not quite sure. But if you land down some quick threats and the Dreadnought player stumbles and don't find the Dreadnought in time, you can definitely win by that. You also see some important sideboard cards. You see Naturalize, you see a Monkey, you see two Smother, which are the cards I would definitely bring in here. Don't know if I would sideboard out of one of the enchantment plans, but I think the deck crumbles if you survival, or if you remove too many of those enablers in the enchantments. But playing down an enchantment and not having things to discard is definitely a bad place to be. But let's see how the match goes. Going straight into the first game here, seeing Christian on Mono Blue Dreadnought, who is one of the tournament organizers, and Mikkel on Survival Infestation. Two nice guys here, and an interesting matchup at least. Turn 1 bird is a nice place to be if you have the ability to put down survival here, and turn 1 portent is also a very nice place to be for a Dreadnought player, even though he doesn't know what he's up against. But a bird would definitely mean survival. I don't know many decks that don't play survival after a bird or with a bird in the deck. I can name my favorite deck in 5-color green, but okay, and there we see the survival on turn 2. Do we have the counter? No. And I think we even saw an annul in hand here, so a bomber. Ships a turn and gets some value with survival. We see a Root Waller, which could be that early aggression you want. This is greedy, because this will definitely be countered if he tries to put it down with a sacrifice effect. Don't know if I would have opted for something else. Let's see, puts down a city. And if he could land any of those Dreadnoughts, it's game over probably. Impulse, taking a read. You look at the top 4, take 1 in hand, take 3 on the bottom, and you don't shuffle, even though it says so on the board here. He sees his opportunity to land down the worm here, so having a 4/4 on board is nice. But what does a 4/4 do against Dreadnought when he finds the Vision Charm or Stifle or whatever he needs? Because he has 2 Dreadnoughts in hand. Now we see it. And it's stifled, so he even has a blocker here. Difficult spot because there's not a lot of answers in the main here. He could block with 6 zombies, but he doesn't even have the infestation in play. I don't know how the duress here is going to save you, but as the Dreadnought player, you have to fear a ton of stuff since you see 2 open mana in a base green deck. Hey, so don't discard the flash at least. So it's between opt and and counterspell here, and counterspell goes. I like that art of counterspell here from McKinney Masks. Like I say, Small, that's what I've opted for, but I might get some other ones. Okay, use a survival with screen. Yeah, no, that doesn't work. It's an artifact here. Finding Nektuko, yeah, it's the only way he can take care of it, and he knows that the coast is clear for him to play it down when he gets the mana, at least. Opting. That's not what he wants. And drawing from the opt. Draw for turn. Should probably swing here. Yeah, the race is on. Goes to 7. Passing the turn here. Another scree. See, if you play several screes and Krovikan Horrors, you can take so much advantage of the survival, but you also need the mana here, and yeah, that bird is clutch. Discarding the root wall as well, so he can swing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and Dreadnought plays at 19. So unless well, I don't know what he can do here. He can't play and unmorph the Tuku. I think the game here should be over, but remembers the triggers of Squee and puts them into hand here, and yeah, saying this is it. Let's go to sideboarded games. Both players have sideboard cards that are interesting, so let's see. Straight into second game here after a win for the Dreadnought, and we see the same exact turn one from Mikkel, and we just see Island go from Christian here. 2 green for a dog. I think this is a very good play since it represents a ton of damage. So putting on some pressure from the start here is a nice way of doing things, and discarding in Christian's turn here to make you able to attack for 3 without discarding even. Comet swings for 3, no pump. Don't know if I agree with that decision here, unless he... Okay, that is why. So waited for him to tab out with something and then discarding a worm here. Does he have a foil? If that's... yeah, he can't even daze it since the bird is there to represent a mana. Okay, good play here. Very much a pressure board here. that Mikkel is representing. Not survivaling, but just playing down a ton of power. Yeah. Having to deal with several creatures at several different mana costs is difficult for the Dreadnought player. So a nice start from Mikkel here. Don't know why he's looking up here on his phone, why he's using it. Probably personal, but we can't see what's going on the phone, so not to worry. Okay. Doing it at least when his opponent is trying to figure out what to impulse for. So, and puts it down. Island. Do we see Dreadnought? What do we see here? Cursed Totem. Okay, so shuts down birds and the pump effect on the creatures here. Yeah. Just going over what the card has of effects here. Cursed Totem is such a powerful card in this matchup. And revealing that he has something up his sleeve here, he's asking, is it only for creatures? And we saw the survival or the infestation in hand. Tries to play down the infestation. Yeah, and all's. Yeah, as I said, and all will be very powerful in this matchup, along with Cursed Totem here. But attacking for 7 each turn is not bad at all. Ships back the turn already to the survival infestation deck. Combat for 7. He's had 3 life. So even though he can drop down a Dreadnought, it's not enough. He can bounce stuff. He doesn't even have the mana here to do. Yeah, I think this game goes to the survival infestation here. Okay, so he returns the 4/4 at least with Chain of Vapor. And just making sure that Mikkel knows that he can actually copy the spell for land here. Chooses to float a green and sacrifice a land and return the totem here. It's returned to hand. It's not discarded. Yeah. No, he had lethal on board unless there was some shenanigans in hand. I think that was what Christian was fishing for here. Trying to play down the worm in response here. It's countered. Yeah, I think Mikkel was lured into copying here, saving Christian's life. Putting down the mongrel, is it dazed? He does have daze in hand, we know that. Yeah, it is. Fast turn. Still representing lethal here with the pump effects. But the Cursed Totem could be put down to No, no, it couldn't. That's game. 1-1. Third and final game here. And now for the Dreadnought start. So if he's able to put down a Dreadnought early, that could definitely win the game. Although there is a lot of answers to it, at least in the green-black deck here. Okay, turn one up. Nice passing turn from bird. Okay, every turn he has played forest into bird. That is nice. Putting down a land and tries to land a survival infestation here. Cannot be dazed, so it needs a hard counter. Does receive a counter spell here. Island go. Classic maneuver of a Dreadnought player. Land go. Survival here. No, sorry, impulse here, of course. So no precious drop from Mikkel. He must have several squeeze and Krovikan horrors in hand. He doesn't have a discard outlet yet, which is important for the deck to function, at least function fast enough to handle that Dreadnought opponent. Important here. Pausing can't be difficult. He knows of the discard cards in Mikkel's deck. He has seen the rest. He didn't see the therapy yet. Root Wall, hard cast. It's actually paying mana here. Oh, counter spell. Okay, that's not good for Mikkel here. He needs to put on pressure, and it's not looking like it's going his way here. Curse Totem is landed. And he does have answers for artifacts, but maybe he should use those on the Dreadnought. Or save those for Dreadnought, because right now the Curse Totem only hinders a mana per turn. Gosh. Floating 2. And what will he then do? So 2 mana and 2 ions on tap here. Dreadnought for 1 mana. And Stifle. Okay. And holding 2 mana up here. Smother in the end step. Foil. Giving it a read. Foil is poor man's Force of Will. Discard island and blue card. Naturalize on the Dreadnought. And okay, floating 2. Gosh, here hoping to draw into a counter of some sort. Foil. Foil and Gush, it's a ridiculous combo. And asking how many cards in hand, and we see that he's floated, totally floated here. Okay, discarding here. Oh, it's not a blue card, it's just any card, but Island is a must for foil. Monkey. Monkey is good here. We know of the hand, so it's a very good play here. Hopefully, for Mikkel gets to swing a few times. Island go. Orangutan beat down on 18. So 9 turn left. 16. Impulse. You don't need to sacrifice to land to impulse here. Now the question is, can Christian find a Dreadnought in 5 or 6 turns? That will be the question, along with a way to make it stick, like Mission Charm and Stifle. He could also search for a factory, since that would be a nice way of blocking. Can't do it on the first turn it's down, but after that it doesn't have summoning sickness, so popping it, representing a blocker, could stall out the game. Flash of Insight. It needs to be said that Mikkel is kind of a new pre-modern player, so that's why he's reading, and there's no shame in that. Better to read it and understand it than just pretend to understand and just let things go. Yeah, Flash of Insight for 1 seems bad, but when you get to see how the flashback works, it's a heck of a card. Yeah, instant flashback. Yeah, blue cards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Looking at 12 cards here, finding just what you need. Is super powerful. If you don't know what Flash of Insight does, go and look it up. It's super powerful in these games that go longer than the first 5 turns. Because when you flashback it in a Xerox stack where you have tons of blue cards in the graveyard already, it can find you the combo pieces that you are looking for. And all in all, Dreadnought is a combo deck. I know when you have the Dreadnought in play, it's kind of a tempo deck, but you need the combo of Dreadnought plus either Vision Charm or Stifle. Island. Dreadnought. Very good card. Stifle. And having 2 mana up for, well, something. He must be frightened that there is a way of dealing with it over there, but we just see lands. Okay, 12 damage. I think with our information of what's in hand, yeah, the game is over here. Totally flooded. So 2 a days, Dash, Stifle, and all here. Not the best card to protect the Dreadnought, but I guess it's alright here. So that's it for the third game, 2-1 for the Dreadnought player.